have a look at the room. Breakfast hatch. This is the Ben Chifley Motel in Bathurst. Ben Chifley, of course, being the Prime Minister of Australia in the mid-40s, I think, right around the time of the Second World War. I've stayed in his motel. I didn't even know he had a motel. So I've got the family room. So I didn't actually pay for the family room. I paid for the small room, but asked for a ground floor room, and she grudgingly gave me the family room on the proviso that I didn't use the other two beds. So I haven't used the other two beds, as you can see. So pretty decent room actually. 120 bucks, 119 actually. Hello. Decent TV, Samsung TV. A little kitchenette, not bad. Well, my crap there as usual. Decent bathroom, terrible shower unfortunately. Barely got enough water about it to frighten a pussycat. A hydrophobic pussycat at that. Decent view too, look at that. Bit of grass, not bad. Better than the one I had last night, the blockwork view. Anyway, so going to head up to the track this morning, up to Mount Panorama, and have a bit of a look at that. Do a lap in the proper direction rather than the wrong direction like I did yesterday. In any case, it's still cold out there, but I got to get going. Got to head down to Sydney today and see a mate of mine down there. So I need to get on the road. Successfully left Bathurst and I'm just on the outskirts of Lithgow, but I'm going to have a quick rant about the average speed camera zone that they've got set up on that road. Probably the stupidest, most dangerous thing any government has ever instituted is the average speed camera zone. So instead of actually watching the road, you spend the entire time glued to your speedo to make sure you don't stray a kilometre or two over and end up with a $400 ticket in the post 3 weeks later. Absolutely moronic. The reason, however, I did actually stop here is it's a rather lovely old bridge over there. Two of them, in fact. Look at that. they wonderful?
How much? 460. Holy shit. 460. Alright, thank you, I appreciate it.
Just for curiosity's sake, I decided to go over the heavy vehicle weighing station, and the guy was good enough to weigh me after I asked him nicely. And he says I weigh 460 kilos. That's me and the bike. Even allowing for a bit of inaccuracy, that is much more than I thought I weighed, which explains some of the difficulties I've had on soft roads. Anyway, there you go, bloody near half a tonne. Time I lost some weight. Another big thing. It's not on the list of big things, but it's still a big thing. The big fruit bowl in Bilpin. Well, it's not enormous. I've seen some pretty big fruit bowls, but I've never seen a fruit bowl as big as the Bilpin fruit bowl. So that's Sydney off there in the distance. I am going there. I think Sydney is the bunch of high rises on the left. I don't know what the ones on the right are. I'll find out. Highlight of the trip. Going to Kimbricky Tip. Roger's driving. We've got a trailer full of shit out the back there, and a long held desire of mine has been to visit Sydney's premier tip, Kimbricky. So here we are.
You can tick that off the bucket list.
Absolutely, I'm ticking that off the bucket list. Look at this. Look at the size of this Kimbricky operation.
It is.
Reuse, reduce, rethink, recycle.
There you go.
Look at that, buzzwords for days. Here it is. I promised you I was going to show you all the glamorous sights of Australia, and here we are. It doesn't get any better than this.
138.72.
I don't know if you caught that. 138.72 for a half a trailer load of shit.
That's it.
Geez, Brisbane's not looking too bad. We're just up at Palm Beach, looking at how the other half live. And there's a tremendous amount of construction work going on up here. An enormous amount of earthworks. I'd hate to think what the earthworks cost before you actually get started building the house. But it's very impressive. And I'm still curious about what that thing is they've got poking out the top of their house there.
That's probably some architectural feature, mate. That looks like it's some fancies.
So I've escaped from Sydney this morning via the Pacific Highway Took me about 45 minutes to get from Narrabeen out on the Pacific Highway, so not too bad. And from there I've headed up through Buckety, Beats Ridge, Buckety onto Wollombi. Happy to be out of Sydney. Had a great time in Sydney catching up with some old friends. But now I'm on to Gloucester tonight, up near the Barrington Tops National Park, I think it is. But anyway, beautiful day, 18 degrees, very nice temperature. It's warmed up finally. Had beautiful weather in Sydney, a bit grey yesterday. Anyway, we'll hit the road and continue on. In case you're wondering what these things are, they're brick kilns from the 1910, something like, from 1910, outside a brewery that I stopped and bought a t-shirt at because I don't drink, so I don't buy beer, I buy t-shirts because, well, they're better for you. on the Buckets Way between Dungog and Gloucester, and this is what passes for a road in New South Wales. I apologise, Victoria. You don't have the worst roads in Australia. I'm afraid New South Wales has taken the crown from you. This is an absolutely appalling road. This is actually one of the good bits. I mean, have a go at it. It's just... I mean... Look at it. It's just shit house. Anyway, Maitland Shire, I think this is Maitland Shire, obviously doesn't have a lot of spare cash because obviously the floods have had a little bit to do with it, but yeah, it's been shit for a long time. I'm staying at the Roundabout Inn, which is right on the roundabout, near Roundabout Finance. Now, you've got to have a look at this room. So it's kind of up the back, like I'm up a bit of a laneway up behind where my bike's parked. My bike's just parked the other side of those rather attractive buildings. So, nice picture. But check this out. So it's a family room. Little alcove where I've chucked some stuff. Very tasty bathroom. I mean, look at those tiles. Very, that's on trend. So the ones down the front, I've stayed there before, and they're even more on trend than these ones. Like IOL. Oh, it's a bit of a delay, not too bad. Artwork, TV, microwave, fridge. Oh, that bed doesn't feel brilliant, but anyway. $85. $85. I paid $78 for a square of gravel in Exmouth. For $7 more, I've got all this magnificence. It's amazing, isn't it? Look at that. I mean, obviously the smoke alarm has been disconnected, so it's quite possible I will suffocate or burn to death tonight in my sleep, but it's a small price to pay. And the small price that I'm paying is $85. Winging up to Comboyne, and then up there somewhere. I can't go any higher, I've run out of map. But yeah, I'm heading up to the Oxley Highway via Wingham, Comboyne and Bago. Then I get onto the Oxley Highway, which is without a doubt the best motorcycling road in Australia. 130 something kilometres with just corners. It's brilliant. Never seen a policeman there either. But in any case, and before I forget, yesterday I did almost get run over by an old bag in a Camry just outside Maitland. Didn't have the GoPro on, unfortunately. She decided to just pull off the side of the road straight in front of me when she was about 20 feet away. Oh, maybe not 20 feet, 10 metres away. Luckily there was no one coming the other way and I was only doing about 45, so I just ended up on the wrong side of the road on the verge in a state of shock. So I tracked her down at the next intersection, which wasn't far down the way, where she was doing another illegal U-turn, and suggested to her it might be time to get both her hearing and her eyes checked. She didn't seem to recognise my presence outside the window of her car, despite the fact I used some fairly precise language to describe what had just unfolded. So anyway, I'm sure she's going to kill someone one day unless she dies in the meantime. She was about 80, so some people just shouldn't be on the road, and unfortunately she was one of them. But I got away with it on that occasion. So the closest I've come to being killed in all this is an old bag just outside Maitland. So sort of ironic, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to hit the road, and it's absolutely magic weather today, as you can see. Absolutely magic. I've hit the dirt. I wasn't really worried about it, but it's as dry as a bone, so it's all good. And plus I've just seen a Harley coming the other way, so absolutely no problem negotiating this dirt road. In fact, it's better than the bitumen. The bitumen's terrible. So anyway. Ginger's Creek is closed until further notice. It's not the first time it's closed down, and that's why you don't rely on Ginger's Creek to get fuel when you're traversing the Oxley Highway. And I've been through here I think 4 times, and I think twice now they've been closed. That's some waterfall. That's the river that turned into the waterfall that we saw a few moments ago. So no wonder there's a bit of water going over the falls, although it doesn't look like much there, but maybe it joins onto another river later on. I'm just spitballing here, I'm making shit up as we go along. But it's the Aelxy River, and it's the Aelxy Falls, so it doesn't seem like much water. Anyway, obviously done the job. Anyway, I've made it to the end of the Oxley Highway. I've had an excellent works burger at the Royal Cafe in Walker, which I can thoroughly recommend. I've been there quite a few times. And when I say quite a few, probably 4 or 5, so it's not a daily affair. But it's always warm in there, and it's always cold here. It was 18 at the other end, at Warhope, near Warhope, and it's 11 here. So it's a bit higher up here. The other interesting thing is, if I wanted to head to Gloucester, let me see the sign there, Gloucester. It's taken me best part of 4 hours to get here. I go down that road about an hour and 10 minutes, I'm back in Gloucester. So I have very much come the long way round, but the long way round is the fun way round. Always came up with that, I like the sound of that. almost forgot to give you a tour of my motel room here in Armidale. This is the Sandstock Motel. It's a big spendy, $1.28, $128. So one of the more expensive motels I've stayed in. But I mean, have a go at it. It's got a couch and a chair. I mean, look at the timberwork, original artworks. Look at this. I mean, that's the feature, especially with that. I mean, that's, it just doesn't get any better than that. Tiffany microwave for the old-fashioned, you know, the old dinger. That's good. We'll check the tiles out in here. I mean, look at that. Something weird's happened here. I think there was a bath there at some point, and well, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if that's a shower for dwarfs, because there's your normal shower, but then you've got this tiny little shower down here. I don't know whether that's for dwarfs or you're not allowed to call them dwarfs anymore, are you? Little people. Hello. They even give you a rag for cleaning your car. There's a car cleaning rag, and they actually tell you here not to use the towels, to use the car cleaning rag that hangs on that little hook. I mean, they've thought of everything. We've arrived at Baker's Creek Falls, and here's an example of just arrant stupidity. "15 feet away there's a bin. This is why I hate people." And that's why this is called the Waterfall Way, because I think there's, I don't know, 4 or 5 waterfalls along this road, and they're all pretty wild, sort of dramatic ones as well, with big gorges. It's bloody cold. It was 4 when I left Armidale, and I think it's about 7 now. Falls has got no viewing platforms anymore. They've both been removed. They're building new ones apparently, but in the meantime they've taken down the old ones, so it's going to be flash when they finish it. It might be a little while away. Anyway, see you in Grafton.
outside Kyogle, and I have stumbled upon something incredible.
Yes, your eyes don't deceive you, it is a giant scrub turkey. So, a late find, but a good one nonetheless. Unbelievable. Who knew such a thing existed? It's magnificent. Welcome back to Queensland. Exciting sign, isn't it? And I tell you what, it's a pretty schmeck entrance to the state. I mean, have a look at it. Got a busted up old table, upside down chair, some banana palms, a couple of ramshackle old buildings over there. It's it really does say welcome to Queensland. Yeah, it's pretty poor. Now I'm in Queensland and I'll be home in a couple of hours, two and a half, 3 hours. So anyway, soon I will be back in Brisbane and the adventure will be over. .6 kilometres of sheer boredom. I'll see if I can get a refund when I go back. I'll tell him I'm not happy and see if I can negotiate some sort of discount retrospectively. Sometimes you see whales out here apparently. I didn't see any whales. Recommend the Gulfport, what is it? The Western Port Hotel? No, I cannot. 0 stars. The Big Prawn in Exmouth. The Giant Lobster. Genuine fiberglass. My riding companion Pete has unfortunately decided to pull the pin at this juncture and head back home. So what they've done, and this is genius, they've installed an enormous diesel generator right beside the campground. That's I made it. Say well a lot. Well. 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 Okay. Well. 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 Well, Jesus, say well a lot.
No, don't start this already.